All right, okay, everybody. We were talking about fractions. Who can tell me what a fraction is? Claire?
A fraction is a part of a whole number.
A part of a whole number is correct. So, if a fraction is a part of a whole number, it's also a way to write a division problem. So there's a fraction 1/2. 1/2 also means 1 divided by 2, right? So if a fraction is a part of a whole number, can I do math operations with fractions? Can I add fractions, subtract fractions? What is 1/2 plus 1/2? Daniel?
1.
1 is right. What is 1/2 minus 1/2? Sophie?
0.
0, correct. 0. All right, so if we can add and subtract fractions, we can probably multiply them as well. And that's what we're going to talk today about, multiplying fractions. So if I have a couple of fractions, 2/3 times 3/5. All right? I can also write that as 2 times 3 and 3 times 5. 2 times 3 divided by 3 times 5. And if I multiply them, what's 2 times 3? Sophie?
6.
6. Daniel, what's 3 times 5?
15.
15. 6/15, right? And I can reduce that because they're both divisible by what?
3.
By 3. So I can write that as 2/5. Everybody understand that? Any questions? Okay, clear? All right, let's do another one. All right, let's see. Who wants to do this one? Sophie, what's the math here? 3 times 4?
Equals 12. And 4 times 5 equals 20.
All right. And how can we reduce that?
Does that mean make it smaller?
Yeah.
By 4.
We could do it by 4. 4 goes into 12,
3 times.
and 4 goes into 20.
5 times.
So 3/4 times 4/5 equals 3/5. All right. Does everybody understand how we
Yeah.
did that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's do a couple more. These have been easy. Let's get it a little more complicated. All right. Say we have 5/9 times 9/3. Claire, you do this one.
5 times 9 is 45.
5 times 9 is 45. Shh. Quiet in the back.
And 9 times 3 is 27.
All right. And can we reduce that?
By 9.
By 9. 9 goes into 45
5 times.
5 times, and 9 goes into 27.
3 times.
Now, we have a fraction here where the numerator is bigger than the denominator. What do we call that? Does anybody remember? Daniel?
Improper.
Improper. That is an improper fraction. And how else can we write that?
1 and 2/3.
Because 3 goes into 5 once, with
Yeah.
2 left over. 2 is our numerator, and 3 is the denominator. Very good. Improper fraction. All right, let's do another one. Get a little trickier. All right. 1, that's a big 1, and a half times 5 over 8. Who knows what this is called? Anybody? 1 and a half.
Oh.
This is, remember we talked about this yesterday?
3.
It's a mixed number.
Oh, mixed
A
number.
mixed number. It's a number and a fraction. All right, so how are we going to multiply our mixed number times our fraction? We have to turn the mixed number into a fraction. Daniel,
You can make it into an improper fraction.
make it into an improper fraction. And how would we do that?
Well,
1 and a half is equal to 1 plus a half,
yeah.
right? So we need to turn the 1 into a fraction. And what can we turn that into? What fraction is equal to 1?
2 over 2.
2 over 2 is a good choice, Claire, because it's going to make it easier to add to 1 half. Any number over itself is going to be equal to 1. So we'll make 1 2 over 2, and we'll add that, and we'll get 3 over 2. So now we can rewrite 1 and a half as 3 over 2, and we can multiply it times 5 over 8. And Claire, do the math for me on this one. 3 times 5.
Times 5 is 15. And 2 times 8 is 16.
16. And that is our answer, 15/16. Okay, does anybody have any questions about what we're doing here? Everybody remember what a mixed number is now and how to turn a mixed number into a fraction?
Yes.
Make it improper.
Make it improper, but turn it into a fraction, right? And an improper fraction can be either left as an improper fraction or reduced to a mixed number. All right, so now I want you to get out your math notebooks, and we're going to do, on page 38, we're going to do problems 26 through 52, and I will come around and I'll watch you doing that. So what did we learn today? Claire?
Multiply fractions.
How to multiply fractions, right. And what did we learn? We learned that to multiply fractions, we multiply separately the numerators, and then we multiply the denominators, and we get another fraction. The sum of these two processes is another fraction, and that is the answer. If we have an improper fraction where the numerator is bigger than the denominator, we treat it the same. We just multiply, and then we can reduce that if we want to. And that's our answer. And if we have a big improper or a big mixed number, say like 5 1/3, we can convert that into an improper fraction. To do a number like this, 5 is equal to 15/3, right? And the easiest way to do that is to multiply the denominator here by our whole number, 15/3, because 3 into 15 is 5. And then we can add that to the 1/3, and we'll get 16/3. And then we can multiply 16/3 times another fraction. Any questions?
No.
Okay, great. That's it. You've got homework tonight. You'll be seeing that on live text. And then tomorrow we're going to go over this a little bit, and then we're going to learn what a reciprocal is, a reciprocal fraction, and we're going to learn how to divide fractions. All right? So I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, Mr. Hill. Thanks, Mr. Hill.